Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Nick with the Zealy Group. Just making a quick video on highest and best. It's been a crazy market, especially this year in 2022. We're right now in April 2022 and based out of here about Metro Detroit, Michigan. And highest and best is something like we've never seen. I wanted to make this video. We just had a situation the other day where one of our agents was out there showing homes. They submitted an offer and they were up against 50 offers that were received in the span of 2 days on a house. I've never seen it like this in my entire career. It's extremely competitive. So I wanted to make a quick video just explaining what is a highest and best essentially when a seller is calling it, and what are the things that your agent should be doing and you should be doing to make sure you're putting yourself in the best possible position to get that deal accepted. So let's start with the first thing. First thing is, what is a highest and best? Essentially, a seller is saying, I want you to submit your highest and best terms that you're willing to offer on our home by a certain date and time. Why do they do this? Well, let's say they put their home on the market on a Friday. They end up getting 5 offers on the table, and it doesn't make sense to counter one offer because they feel a lot of buyers will be willing to do better. They're going to go out and say, hey, everybody, give us your best. Just bid against yourself. We're not going to go out here and just counter everybody because there's too many people interested in the house. Everyone just give us the best possible terms you're willing to do to get the offer done. And essentially it works for the seller. Hey, bid against yourself and we don't have to counter. We don't have to tell you where we're at. And this is the reason that it's so important that you have an agent that knows what they're doing, and also you have somewhat of an understanding around what is going on in this situation. So what's the first thing? Step number one. Step number one is you want your agent to call that listing agent and find out as much information as they possibly can get. The reason that this is important is it's not the same thing every time that's important to a seller. Every seller has different priorities and they have different needs. Sometimes a seller may be valuing a quick close because they're relocating out of the area, and they may take an offer worth less because they want to get out of there in 3 weeks and they don't want to have to wait an additional, say, 6 weeks to get an offer done. Sometimes timing is very important. Sometimes time in the house after close is a necessity. There's lots of different things that are going to be important to that seller. So step number one is have your agent get on the phone and have a conversation, and make sure they're not just coming back to you saying, I don't know anything. That's not an acceptable answer. Your agent should be able to get some good quality info for you as a purchaser that you can make an educated decision on. So what does that conversation look like? Hey, this is Nick with the Zealy Group. I'm calling about this listing here, 123 Main Street. How you doing? Good. Hey, I saw, you called highest and best due by Monday at 5 p.m. I wanted to get an idea of where you guys currently stand and find out what's important to the seller. And the reason that we're having that conversation with the listing agent is we want to say, where do you feel, we need to be in terms of price? Give us an idea, show us where the numbers are currently at. Majority of the time, the agent will at least say you have to be in a ballpark of X. So make sure you're finding out where you have to be in terms of purchase price. Second thing is have that agent ask a question and say, hey, other than price, what terms are important to your seller? Sometimes they're going to say quick close. Sometimes they're going to say, having occupancy. And here's a list of things that you can do depending on your situation that are going to really help get that offer in a good place to get accepted. So number one would be having a quick home inspection period or no home inspection. Now, I generally advise nobody to waive a home inspection unless you're an experienced investor or a buyer who's bought multiple homes that is able to do the inspection at the time that they look at the property in person. I generally like to avoid waiving home inspections unless you're very, very confident in that, but that's certainly a way that you can make your offer stand out. Now, you can also do things where you do a really short inspection window. So instead of saying I want a week, I can say 2 to 3 days. You could say I'm willing to not request any repairs or concessions and just do a site-only inspection, which is just looking at the property, but still have the option to back out. And just there's so many things you can do with the home inspection to be creative, and it's something that a lot of people overlook that makes the biggest difference when sellers are looking at offers, because they want to make sure that someone's not going to come in there and say, yeah, we'll give you 300,000 for the house, and in reality they're saying, I'm just going to ask for $15,000 off the price when the home inspection gets there no matter what. So they want to make sure that the person is being serious and they're not going to be wasting their time. Second thing is the appraisal. Appraisal is a very big deal. We are seeing more and more deals fall apart at the point of appraisal because of the rapid appreciation and growth we've seen in the marketplace. Now, With that being said, you want to make sure your agent is looking up comparable sales. So they're looking up homes that are selling, so you have an idea of where you think its value is going to end up at. But you're also asking and saying, hey, where does the seller and where do you feel that the value is going to be? And you want to do that because let's say you get into a situation where you have a bunch of offers over asking price and the agent doesn't believe you're going to get more than 250, and you have a bunch of offers at 270 and none of them have an appraisal guarantee. They're not going to take that offer seriously because they don't even know if it's going to go through. So what you can do is what we refer to as an appraisal guarantee. And basically, an appraisal guarantee is when you're saying, hey, in the event, we're under contract for 250 and we come up to $10,000 short on the appraisal, we're willing to cover up to that $10,000. Meaning that if the home sale price is appraised at, say, 240,000 and you were under contract for 250, you're willing to still give them 250 because you're willing to cover the difference. So you can offer appraisal guarantees. Obviously, if you're cash, you have no appraisal, which is a really good thing. You can do a higher earnest money deposit. And just so everyone knows, an earnest money deposit is essentially good faith saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and submit 1 to 2% of the sale price in an escrow account, hold it there to make sure that we don't back out and we're taking the contract serious. You're contingent upon an inspection, appraisal, and financing contingency, so it's very rare that you lose that. But the more that you're willing to deposit in the escrow account shows a lot of good faith to the seller and lets them know that you're serious. So have a conversation with your agent, say, hey, does it make sense for us to go on a higher EMD amount? Great option there. From there, there's lots of different things in terms of an offer letter where you're describing your situation. You can offer to pay different closing costs. There's so many things that you can be doing, but just make sure if you end up in a highest and best situation, you have an agent that's competent enough to speak with the listing agent to give you a good picture on what's important that you do to get that offer accepted. I see way too many offers getting denied right now when simply if an agent would have had a good quality conversation with their client, they could have got the offer accepted. So I hope that helps, guys. This is Nick Zioli, and if you need anything at all, please give me a call. Happy to help. And if you hit the subscribe button, we're going to have a lot more videos like this going out to go more in depth on offers and really what you can do to get your deals done. Thanks.